Hello everybody, Dr. Lisa Thompson of the Digital Marketing Doctor, and welcome to our fourth installment in our course Lead Generation Strategies using Google+. In this video we are going to focus on getting into Google+ and especially focusing on setting up your Google+ profile page. Now I want to talk to you briefly about the goals of Google+. Right now, you should have three main goals when setting up your profile with Google+. First, you want to set it up where you want to expand your sphere of influence. And that means you want to have more people adding you to their Google circles. Now, a Google circle is just similar to with Facebook. Instead of having friends, you're in circles. Now, your goal is to have 1 to 2 people add you to their circle a day to start with. Once you start creating more influence, you're going to find that number is going to eventually get larger and larger. But if you're just starting out, 1 to 2 people is a really good benchmark. You also want to make sure with the goals of Google+ that people are going to +1, which is think of it as the Facebook equivalent of the like button, and share your content. And we'll be talking about what your content should be in a future video segment. So right now I'm going to share with you some key considerations when setting up your Google profile page. Then we will go to my profile page, and then we will talk a little bit on how things are set up. Now, in order for you to have Google+, you need to have a Gmail account set up, and it's fairly easy to do. I'm not going to go through how to set up a Gmail account. It's pretty self-explanatory, and you can do any type of YouTube or Google search and I'll show you how to do it. But for the intents and purposes of this training system and series, I'm going to be assuming that you already have a Gmail account set up and you're already set up for Google. You're going to want to upload your avatar, and that is a facial image of yourself. It should be 32 by 32 pixels. That is the best and the benchmark size that Google recommends. You want to avoid any logo images, and you want to make sure you're using the same facial image across all of your social media sites and your websites, because that's going to enhance your branding. Now, you're also going to need to set up a gravatar image, and that's something that you really see a lot when you're going to be doing with blogging. They really recommend that you have a gravatar, and that gravatar will be important as well when we start setting up your Google authorship account. And again, I'm not going to go through the gravatar, how to set that up. You can find video tutorials on that if you do a YouTube search or a Google search. Now, it's really imperative that you fill out your profile completely, and that includes work, places, and contact information. Now, as part of, there's going to be a big part in your profile that's called, excuse me, I just got to step back here. It's called your tagline and your story. When you're creating the tagline, you want to avoid putting self-employed or online entrepreneur. Whoops, I just realized I made a misspelling there, so let me correct that. And what you want to be able to do is be playful with it, okay? Create a tagline that is specific to your brand and what you're selling. A short phrase that really describes you. And a good example of this, there's a marketer, a very successful internet marketer, and he is a leader in My Lead System Pro by the name of Dean Black. And I learned this technique from him, and basically what his tagline is: making marketers marketable. Pretty simple and pretty self-explanatory. Now we're going to come to the part of the Google+ page. Now I know I'm kind of going through the slides here, but things are going to make sense when I show you my profile here in just a bit. Under the Google profile, you have what is called your story. And what you're going to do is you want to add suggested circles to the story. And what that's going to do is, it's again, you want to include both personal and professional. I usually start with my professional first for circles and then personal. And that's a way to show, you know what, I'm real. I have a life outside of work and outside of my business. And it's a way that people, you might have people who do a Google search on you who, like for example with me, American Cocker Spaniel lovers. I mean, I've owned Cocker Spaniels for over 20 years. And I wound up with being in some people's circles just with Cocker Spaniel lovers, and wound up getting a couple of leads just from personal interests and just developing a relationship and knowing the person's story. So, and you're also going to add below the story your elevator pitch that we talked about in the previous video. So that means if you have not created your elevator pitch, I'm going to strongly recommend that you stop this video, turn it off, and complete that elevator pitch before you do anything with your Google Plus profile. The ultimate goal of the profile is to get them to keep reading your profile. The longer that they stay on your profile page and they read your profile page, the greater the chance they're going to wind up adding you to their circle and making a connection. Folks, this is all about people getting to know you, liking you, and trusting you. Very, 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 very important. Now, what we also have here below the story box, you're going to have other profiles, and that is where you are going to be including your social media and opportunity links. So typically, when I take you there to the page, you'll understand that I always list my social media profiles first. You need to have a Facebook page, so if you don't have a fan page set up yet, I highly recommend that you do. You have a Twitter account, a YouTube account. Now, some people have a Pinterest and LinkedIn account. If you want to include those, that's fine, but you don't want to add too many social media sites. Typically, the ones that people really follow the most are Facebook, Twitter, and YouTube. And then after that, you're going to add your opportunity links. Now, what we're going to do right now is I'm going to pause the video and I'm going to take you over to show you what my Google profile page is and explain things a little bit more in depth. Okay, hang on here. Okay, here we are at my Google Plus page, and as you can see here, this is my profile page. Now, to access my profile page, you're just going to click on the About tab, and it's going to take you here. Now, you're going to see people who are in my circles, okay, and then people who have me in their circles. Now, over here, this is the story. Here's your tagline. And so what I say is creating healthy, profitable websites. That's my moniker. My brand is the Digital Marketing Doctor. Okay, and so that's my tagline. Now here's where I have here some of the suggested circles you can put me in. And I notice that I have my primary opportunities listed first. And if you notice here, they look blue in nature, and I'll tell you why. Because when you can put stuff in your story here, you can set up a link. Okay, and I'm just going to change up here to myself here, and I'm just going to scroll down. And you can see here, here's my story. And all you do is just click, that's my opportunity. And then you put your link in, and then you add your URL. Very, very simple. Now, if you want to add an email address, you can click on this link, and it'll also say, is this an email address or if it's a website link. So it's very, very effective. I'm going to come back up here to public. And if you notice here, when you do the link like that, what it does is, number one, with the blue there, it sets it off. okay? So it's kind of it's kind of giving your profile a little bit of pop. So if I went down here and I wanted to say, oh, this looks, what's this My Lead System Pro, and I click on the link here, it's going to take me to, I'm just going to go over here, look at that, it takes me right to a squeeze page where I can capture that lead and put them into my opportunity. And if you can look here, I always start with my professional, then I put my personal down here. So right now you can know that, you know, I love Cocker Spaniels, I'm a coffee nerd, I'm a huge Star Trek, particularly Next Generation and Star Wars fan, passionate lover of cars. Right now my favorite guilty pleasure is Grumpy Cat. I just absolutely love the Grumpy Cat photos that come across on Facebook. I'm also a big college football and Green Bay Packer fan. Now if you look over here, I have my work, and this is where I put some of my professional, what I do with my business. Now I do have some professional things related to my practice, but I choose not to put those public, and there is a tab in the customization where if you want things private or public, so you can choose. Now I usually put what my occupation is, I usually put my brand there again, and then what are my skill sets, what am I really strong in. So if there's something in your niche that you are really, you know, strong in, like for example for me, I'm a master of WordPress, creating authority blogs, multiple streams of income. Now down below then I'm going to come back to my story, and you can see here below my circles I have a website, you know, my elevator pitch saying, do you have a website, blah 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 blah, and then make sure you have your email address and Facebook page there too. Again, you want people to stay on your Google Plus page as long as you can. Then you have your bragging rights, and so here, these are the things in life experiences that you're the most proud of. You know, if you've been married for 20 years, put that in there. If you've got 3 kids, put that in there. If you're if you had a big achievement, like for me, obtaining my doctorate degree, that was a huge huge moment. I mean, I'm the first one in my family to have a postmaster's degree, or you know, having that title doctor, and that was a pretty big deal, and for me that's pretty proud. Putting my education in here. Now over here, this is the links where we have our other profiles. And so what I do is when I write it up here, instead of just saying Facebook page, I'm going to tell them what I want them to do. Like my Facebook page, follow me on Twitter, subscribe to my YouTube channel. Now right up here I have a main website, and if you click on that right now, I'm propagating, I transferred my domain name to another web hosting company, and it's being propagated at the time of this recording. So right now you probably won't be able to see a whole lot with that. But then you see some of my other primary opportunities that I promote. And one of the primaries I promote is My Lead System Pro, and you can see all the different trainings that I can direct people to as part of a lead generation and free training. So what I do, one of my most popular lead generation strategies is there's a great training on MLSP I promote called the Get Out of Facebook Jail Free Card. And I also promote the free Wednesday webinars through My Lead System Pro. Now, if you are ever interested to know what that is about, please contact me on my Facebook fan page or drop me a message in the comments section below the video. Now, contributor 2, and we're going to get more into this in the next video, because this is where you're going to be setting things up for your Google authorship. So if you have a blog, this is where you're going to put some of your blog posts. If you are somebody, you know, if you are being asked at some point as your influence grows to be a guest blogger on other websites, please put that down and get everything marked out there so that you are so that it shows that, hey, what it does is it enhances your visibility and your authority, because the more content you put here, the stronger people's perceived value as an expert is. Then down below here, this is just links of people who I enjoy or professionals who I tend to follow and get my information from. So you can see here I have my Lead System Pro main website, TED with Technology Education. These are some of the my internet marketing mentors and coaches, so I put them down there too, and that again just enhances the overall visibility of the site. So I'm just going to come back here to my Google profile template here. So there is an example here of how you can set up your Google profile page. So what I want you to do now is go around and play around with your Google profile page. Be as complete as possible and fill everything in. You're going to have a really fun time doing this. And I just want to drop you off one more hint. In your tagline, if you're an advanced user and really good at keyword research, try to put your keywords either in your elevator pitch or in your tagline, and that will help increase the visibility in your search engine rankings. So right now, play with your Google Plus profile page, make it complete as possible, and what I will do is I will see you in the next video where we are going to talk about how to set up your Google authorship account. And I'll see you then.